Every December, the White House transforms into something magical. Behind those iconic walls, presidents and first ladies have celebrated Christmas in ways that reflect not just their family, but the spirit of America itself. Picture this: candles flickering on the very first White House Christmas tree in 1889. Children gasping at the glow of electric lights in the 1890s. Gingerbread houses so large they weigh hundreds of pounds. And today, themed displays that welcome thousands of visitors through public tours. I'm Lisa Weekland, your historian and host here at Historical USA. And today we are unwrapping the story of Christmas at the White House, how it began, how it's changed, and the unforgettable moments that make it one of America's most cherished traditions. So grab some cocoa, settle in, and let's step inside the people's house at Christmas time.
All right. Who been good and who been bad?
Now, when John Adams moved into the White House in 1800, Christmas was a quiet affair. No grand trees, no elaborate decorations, just a pine patch hung above the fireplace and family prayers. America was still young, and the White House itself was barely finished. By 1889, President Benjamin Harrison changed everything. He brought in the very first official White House Christmas tree, decorated with candles and toys for his grandchildren. Imagine their faces glowing in the candlelight. The White House transformed into a fairy tale. Just 5 years later, in 1894, President Grover Cleveland's daughters were dazzled by something truly extraordinary: the first Christmas tree illuminated with electric lights. At the time, electricity was still considered dangerous. Guests marveled at the sparkling bulbs, while others whispered in terror about wires and fire hazards. Never mind, they didn't care about lighting real live candles on a Christmas tree, but electricity was dangerous. The White House, though, became a showcase of modern wonder. In 1912, President Taft's children moved the tree to the state floor, placing it in the Blue Room. That decision set the stage for the grand centerpiece we still see every year today. But not every Christmas was perfect at the White House. No, in 1929, a fire actually broke out on the West Wing on Christmas Eve during Herbert Hoover's presidency. Staff rushed to save gifts and decorations, and despite the damage, the family still celebrated. It's a reminder that even in times of crisis, Christmas at the White House must carry on. Now, it is the first ladies that are really just the creative directors of Christmas at the White House, and each one has left their mark. Edith Roosevelt in 1903 oversaw the first public tree lighting, making the White House feel welcoming to the nation. Jacqueline Kennedy in 1961 transformed tradition by introducing themed decorations. Her Nutcracker suite motif filled the rooms with ballerinas, toy soldiers, and candy-colored ornaments. It was elegant, imaginative, and set the tone for decades to come. Betty Ford brought warmth and relatability. She invited her daughter Susan to decorate Christmas cookies in the solarium, captured in charming photos that reminded Americans that even in the Grand House, Christmas was about family. Nancy Reagan in the 1980s began the annual White House ornament tradition, my personal favorite. Each year, a new design honored history, and collectors, including myself, across the country eagerly awaited them. Michelle Obama emphasized inclusivity, inviting children to help craft decorations, turning the White House into a workshop of creativity and community. Melania Trump's America the Beautiful theme highlighted natural elements, branches, berries, and landscapes, bringing the American outdoors inside. And Jill Biden's We the People theme celebrated community with unity, reminding us that the White House belongs to all Americans. Whatever your political affiliation, each First Lady's vision turns the White House into a holiday showcase. Part tradition, part reflection of the times for all Americans to enjoy. For me, one of the most magical parts of the White House Christmas is that it belongs to us, the people. Since the 20th century, tours have opened the doors for thousands of visitors each year. I've personally toured the White House at Christmas twice, once under President Trump and once under President Biden. And each visit felt like stepping into a living storybook. The decorations weren't just beautiful, they told the story of America at that moment. The National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony began with Calvin Coolidge in 1923, and it remains a highlight in the nation every year. Imagine standing outside in Washington, D.C. on a cold December night, watching the president flip a switch and bathe the tree in light. Choirs sing, military bands play, and ornaments from every state adorn the branches. And now there's a tree for every state. And it is so fun to go and find your state's tree at the nation's capital outside. It's just magical. That was one of my favorite things to do around Christmas time when I lived in Washington, D.C. And here's a fun fact. Children of presidents have often turned the White House into a playground at Christmas. Cotton snowballs were tossed in indoor snowball fights, laughter echoing through the halls. It's a reminder that even behind the grandeur, the White House is still a family home. Today, Christmas at the White House is a blend of tradition and technology. Decorations are unveiled in televised specials, and millions follow along online. Since the 1970s, pastry chefs have created elaborate gingerbread replicas of the White House each year. Some weigh hundreds of pounds, complete with candy windows and chocolate chimneys. It's a whimsical tradition that delights visitors and showcase culinary artistry. Hundreds of volunteers also help decorate the White House each season, working long days to finish before the grand unveiling. From candle flames to LED sparkle, the White House mirrors America's own journey with Christmas, always evolving, always reflecting the time. So whether it's John Adams' Simple Pine Patch, Harrison's Candlelit Tree, or Jill Biden's themed displays, Christmas at the White House has always been more than decoration. It's a reflection of the nation itself. Thanks for joining me on this festive journey. I'm Lisa Weekland, and this is Historical USA. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. That helps me out a ton. And from the people's house to yours, Merry Christmas. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.